Hi everybody, I'm MaryAnne. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. It's so great to have you here. I appreciate you being here very, very much. Now, for some reason, the last 3 days, I've had issues with the videos each day, and this is my second time. So I've already pulled all the cards, I already did the reading, and I thought everything was going well, and then I did not. So I'm going to keep the cards because I do have another engagement I have to be at. But trust me, it was just done. I'm just redoing this for you. And they're really, really nice cards. I'd love to reread them for you. Now to start with, welcome newcomers. I am a tarot card reader, and I also pull a daily I Ching coin message for those that are interested. And if that's something, you might want to check it out for the first time. I always ask that you ask a question ahead of time, and then I toss these delicious, wonderful I Ching coins to create a hexagram, fresh and new every day, and then holding an overall energy space for the question to formulate as a general question. Then I pull the cards that they correlate with and I read the messages. Now, if we have moving numbers, which today we had 3, we have extra messages. So I'm going to read those first, and if for some reason after today you're like, I don't know that I want that. You can always fast forward to the next segment, which is generally my overall energy tarot reading for now and in a super attractor card. But because it's Monday, I do overall energy for the week for all of you on 5 different topics. So to start with, we will do the, I think I just spit, I'm sorry. We will do the the I Ching coin messages. And they are, the first card is number 11, and the title is Peace. And the upper part of the hexagram is Kun, earth, receptive, and devoted. And the below part is Chen, creative, active, in heaven. So the overall message for all of us is, in Thai we see the little gone and the great come. It indicates there will be good fortune and progress and success. One of my favorite cards. Now the 3 moving numbers are as follows. 9 in the top position. The government orders have long been in disorder. He will have cause for regret. Well, that sounded rather coincidental and topical at this time for my point of view when I read that the first video. So I wanted to share that for sure. Now the 9 in the second position, with a dot for emphasis, bearing with the uncultivated, not abandoning friendships, he steers a middle course. That's always wise to consider that and to do that, I would say. And then 3rd in the 9 in the 3rd position. Change is inevitable. Peace is followed by disturbances. There is no occasion for sadness at the certainty of such reoccurring changes. And that just felt great. I loved getting that today. I had never read that moving number within the messages, because on the back you see we have that many opportunities for messages within the messages. So that is the moving hexagram, and then it becomes the non-moving hexagram, which is Kun, and the number is 2, and the title is receptive. The above part of the hexagram is Kun, earth, receptive, and devoted, and the bottom is Kun, earth, receptive, and devoted. So the overall message and last message for the I Ching coins today is Kun represents what is good and originating, penetrating, advantageous, correct, and having the firmness of a mayor. When the superior man has to make any movement, if he takes the initiative, he goes astray. If he follows, he will find his proper lord. If he rests in correctness and firmness, good fortune. So there's that a really nice feeling, I think, and I'm happy to have been able to pick those for us today. And I hope that resonated with those of you at home that are picking your own questions. I would like to believe that that is occurring. I know that that's happened many times for people when I've spoken to them. So you can let me know, okay? I would appreciate that a great deal. So now the overall general tarot cards. We have the 5. I am using the Gilded Tarot deck today. I've got my other cards on there, but I can set that up so that everyone who's interested in knowing the cards by Ciro Marchetti, beautiful deck. So I pulled the cards, and be honest with you, it's quite astonishing to me, but basically every one of them shot out. So I was shuffling and talking about the fact that today is January 27th, 2020, and this reading is good from today, that Monday through Sunday, February 2nd. So we are in the last week of January. We made it through. I knew we would. I hoped we would. Obviously, not all of us did. But I just hold a prayer for those that have passed. And I just want to say that moving on with the overall energies, the first energy is just that, the overall energy for the week. And I pulled the 9 of Pentacles. And that's a beautiful, beautiful card. It denotes the earth qualities, which of course we're very much inundated with right now with a lot of the planets. I would be so surprised if during my weekly general readings, even though they're general, we wouldn't pick a pentacle at least one out of the weekly reading, because it's just so prominent right now. The earth qualities are very much a part of the energy. So, but the 9 of Pentacles, wow, that's an independent, super successful, well on your way. I mean, the last one would be the 10 of Pentacles. When you reach the heights, you're at the 9. You are feeling really good about your decisions, your choices, your finances, your stability. You're moving towards better things for yourself. You're opening up new ideas and avenues for yourself. It's an absolutely beautiful card. I was super happy this flew out. And of course, you know, the earth qualities being Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So you may know people. They may be coming into your life to help with this situation for yourself. Maybe you know them, or maybe you're going to meet them, and they may be instrumental in helping you acquire and continue with this wonderful path. I would hope that for all of us. That's the overall energy for the week. Now we have the possible obstacles. And what came up was the Major Arcana, the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant, once again, represents the sign Taurus. Very, very earth quality, but also very traditional, which a lot of the earth qualities, you know, exude. I liken it to ceremonial practices that are traditional, such as marriages. So there's always a hint when you see this that there's a very good possibility of marriages happening around you, maybe yourself, an engagement that's pending. That's always exciting. We have the month of February approaching, and you know, it is kind of a love month. So maybe you'll get a lot of engagements happening around Valentine's Day. That would make sense. And you know, religion enters into it because a lot of times we know religious aspects of life are very, very dogma and very, what is the term? What was I just saying? I mean, they're very traditional. So there's that, and that would bring in the church, and then once again the receptions and the weddings and the possible aspect. But it could also be a traditional jobs status. Maybe you're changing positions. Maybe you are getting a promotion. Another traditional aspect of the Hierophant. And know that the Hierophant, being a major arcana especially, is a guidance card too. Look at it as a teacher, a mentor in our lives. I welcome that. The possible obstacle, the only thing I can think of, because it's usually not looked at in that way, is if you're not interested in doing what I just said. If there's maybe the change of tradition, maybe you're actually not going to be in a marriage anymore. Maybe a relationship is actually needing to be done, and the traditional end of it is no longer occurring. And I mean, with the two together, the 9 of Pentacles is phenomenal, but it also really resonates with being independent, having gotten to this place. You can be independent in a relationship, though, and we know that's true. So I would never negate that from the situation. But the possible obstacle might be that you need to not be traditional about something. Maybe not get engaged. Maybe just live with somebody. I don't know. You know, I mean, the list goes on and on. These are just a couple of scenarios I like to put out there. So that is the possible obstacle of the week. And then we come up with the health card. And I read this, but I'm thinking, okay, so we have the Two of Wands. And this is a fire element. It is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Wands represent action. We've got desires. We have ideas. We have motivation, inspiration. Yeah, things are moving and shaking, right? But the two kind of is like almost at a crossroads. Now, if it pertains, and it should because it's under the health category, if it's pertaining to your health, you might be questioning maybe a diagnosis that came up recently. Like maybe you need to get more than one opinion. Maybe you are deciding on I don't know. I'm just trying to think. That comes the most strongest to me. That, you know, there's a decision to be made whether to have a surgery, not to have a surgery. Maybe getting information and advice from one of these signs, the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Maybe someone's becoming a doctor. I don't know. Maybe that's part of your idea is to go and maybe you're trying to decide what college or, you know, medical institution you want to study from and what have you. There's that. And bear in mind, we are in the prime time of the flu season. So always keep in mind for yourself the decisions of being very active and strong-willed and you know, fiery and passionate about your health and well-being and taking care of yourself and balancing. You know, the twos represent balance and as well, and just making sure that you're on top of it as far as washing your hands or staying away from big crowds and maybe wearing a mask if you feel you need to. You're prone to any kind of respiratory issues. That's always a good indicator too with that card. Yeah, just being sensible. Getting your rest. You know, the sun will be out again and the season will be changing, and that this is where it's wetter and it's more, a lot of these things, the coronavirus I'm hearing about is airborne. So, you know, a lot of them are. When you're in an enclosed place, you want to think twice if you can help it. Flying somewhere would be to that extent, but you know, we do what we have to do. So that's what I feel is coming from the Two of Wands for this week in regards to the health card. Now, the next one is the love card. And it flew out, let me tell you. The Fool. And who isn't a fool in love, right? I mean, how perfect is that? But really, the Fool is the major arcana, and it denotes just going for it. Open up your heart chakra. Take that risk. Take it from someone who doesn't take a lot of risks. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, not a queen or not a great advice person. I love listening to people's relationships. I can tell you what I would do differently. I just really feel strongly that there's people here that are going to make that move for themselves because it's in the air. And it's Aquarian season and it's awesome and it's light and it's rebellious and it's risk-taking and it's perfect energy to be the fool in love, okay? I hope that's something you're interested in and you can relate to that. Maybe you don't know about this person yet, but you will. It's coming, even if it's not this week, it's coming. If you want it, that is. And then we have the last card, which is finances, which I laugh at every week, as I did before in the first one, because it is the Page of Cups. And the cups denote water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, and it also denotes emotions, and I always think of that when I think of love. And yet it's the financial card. So I think I may have even said this last time because it's still coming up and it's still the same feeling, and it is about somebody that's loving you or wanting to care for you is going to help you financially. And I don't know if that's a family member. I don't know if it's somebody who knew you from before and who's heard about you and thinks, I'm going to promote you. I think you're the best position for this job, or the best person for this job and position. I feel like there's a lot of guidance and help in your finances, and if you're feeling stuck, it will not continue. The page is obviously a messenger, and he's there to tell you something, and I would normally have said in regards to the heart when it's the cup, but nope, somebody who loves you is going to be helping you out. Friend, family, spouse, what have you. And that's really strongly coming through. So I'm excited about that for you. Please do let me know in the comments if something of that nature happens, because that's really cool. And I loved the spread for this week. So I hope that you have all of these, because we've got the two major arcana, the Hierophant and the Fool. We have the beautiful Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, the Wands, Fire, Passion, and Desire, and the Cups. We've got the whole gamut here, and it's a gorgeous spread. And so I'm going to finish with your Super Attractor card, which I also pulled. And it is dynamite. Let me just use that term. I haven't used that term before, but it is. It's phenomenal. You ready? Manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. That's one of the many definitions of manifesting, but it's a definitely beautiful one, isn't it? Think those thoughts, feel those feelings, create your life. I'm right there with you. I believe in us. I think it's really helping me feel better. I do, because there's things that I think in the past I would have shut down a little bit more about with changes that are occurring with me. And they're not horrible or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that, but they are changes. And the manifesting cards have absolutely helped me to feel so much better on so many levels. And I hope that's happening for you as well. That's my intention. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for your patience, and hopefully this video did come up and show up, and that you resonate with these beautiful messages today, and I thank you for taking the time. I will be back tomorrow. I would love to see that you've liked and perhaps subscribed to my channel. That would be phenomenal. And so until then, bye for now.